Wait, hold up, Lucas. Not today. Next week, we'll do the full house tour. But beforehand, let me show you the office. I'll give you a little sneak peek before we get into the juicy bits. This is the epicenter of affluent.co. Come in. So, here we are. I've finally been able to build my dream office, or at least the gateway to my dream office until I actually build one. Let me show you around everything that we've got going on here. So, this is where the magic happens. This is where I work every day, and this is where I am at my most productive. So, we have, first of all, like a seating area in the office. You'll notice, you'll probably recognise some of the furniture from the old house. I've tried to move over as much as I possibly can. And this is just a nice place for me to sit and chill when I have friends over, or if I have people I want to have a meeting with, if my clients come to the house as well, we can sit and we can talk whilst I'm showing them something on the computer. I've got a little awards area here. I was just saying with Lucas, I want to build this up over the years, okay? I want to make sure I can add to this, and this can just be a bit of a vanity wall, really, and so I can just be proud of where I've come from. I think it's really important to remind yourself of where you've come from and, of course, where you're going as well. So I'm very grateful to have a 2 Comma Club award from ClickFunnels. I've got a 100,000 subscriber plaque, looking forward to the 1 mil. Got a definition of affluence, so every day I can just remind myself exactly what that means. I'm fully behind the brand. And also a lot of other people don't really know what the word affluent means. Some people still think it's almost a word which is just about wealth and abundance, when really it's about having an abundance of anything, to flow freely, to have wealth and prosperity, okay? So it's abundance in everything within your life. That's what affluent means to me. I love this as well. Fear equals growth. Fear is both an indicator and catalyst of growth. If you're not getting scared, you're not growing. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. Stepping into the unfamiliar, taking that risk, or getting scared on a regular basis ensures you're growing. One of our students sent us that from the Affluent Academy. And then finally I got a picture up here of a couple of friends. So yeah, that is the chill zone, it's the meeting area. Then we have this wonderful painting of Leonardo DiCaprio looking very well. And sometimes I find myself just drifting off mid-work. I stare into the eyes and Jordan! Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, back to it. So here we've got my camera. A lot of you guys have actually asked, what is my camera setup now? So I actually worked on like a Lumix, do you remember what that was? A Lumix G85 for years, okay? It was a really standard kind of, it was a 4K camera, but it was like £500 I got off eBay. I recently upgraded, well, I say recently, about 6 months ago, on recommendation of Lucas, the guys at Hanby Media, to a Sony A7 Mark III? A7 III, okay, cool. And it's a hell of a camera. I just point and shoot. The lens I've got on there as well is a Sigma lens. I'll get links in the descriptions. It's a Sigma 35mm 1.4 f1.4, and it is amazing. It gets that crispy, no, not the crispy, the buttery bokeh.
With that nice little bit of buttery bokeh in the background.
I just want something with a bit of bokeh.
And then I just use some Rode Link microphone, so I can just sit with a lavalier mic on me, and I don't have to be worrying about with loads of cables. This is the pièce de résistance in this office. This is my favourite, probably my favourite area of the house, right? This plant wall, it's not real, it's a fake plant wall. I got it from a company called Outdoor Living. And I put this up myself, and it just creates such a vibe. I'm a massive green-thumbed guy. I love greenery, I love nature. You guys will know from our previous house, we had the most incredible panoramic views of a forest in front of us. And this reminds me of that, and it means every time I'm sat at my desk, it's not just this monotonous place where there's nothing that feels like a standard office about it, okay? I'm looking out on the greenery, I just absolutely love it. It brings me a good vibe. And of course, we've got the Philips Hue ambient lighting around everything as well. And the Affluent logo up there on top as well, which I got from Etsy. Let's bring it to the desk. So, this desk was from a company called Frisker. When I was kitting out this office, I wanted to make sure that I could kit it out with the best equipment that I could possibly get. And I was on the hunt for a new sit-stand desk company, and I've done a lot of research onto who are the best, who's at the top of their game, what looks good, and also who has good cable management. So I reached out to the guys at Frisker to see if they'd like to sponsor me on kitting this office out, and they very kindly did. They provided this sit-stand desk for me. What I really like about this desk is it's got a built-in module for your controls in the actual desk on the fascia. So it's a brand new model that they've got. Lots of other desks, like my old autonomous one, had that on the front, which I think is a little bit clunky and a little bit dated. So we can pre-program. We've got our 2 pre-registered modes, or we can just go up and down. And I'll show you everything we've got going on here in a second. But I just want to highlight something. Probably my favorite thing about this, being a guy who's probably got a bit of OCD, is that cable management. Look at 2 cables, right? You know you're getting old when you care about cable management, but this cable tray essentially keeps everything in place. Bear in mind we're powering 2 monitors, one MacBook Pro there, we've got speakers, we've got all sorts going on, we've got a microphone, everything is hidden in this cable management tray underneath. So it's super clean, even when it's up and people walk into the room, it doesn't look messy at all. Let's just bring this down a bit. So going over here. So I have a built-in desk tray. I wanted to actually use this desk tray. It's keyed as well, so I can put like my business cards and stuff. Oh, hopefully that audio's all right. There's a key there as well for all business cards. Just gotta keep everything in there, so when I'm making payments on the fly, I can just access that. I did want to use this for my Mac, but unfortunately it doesn't actually fit that in there. So I've got the Mac on display, but all I simply use it for is these dual monitors. So I plug it in via HDMI, and I just use the monitors. And then when I want to go off, I'm out and about, I can take that Mac and I've got all of my files exactly where I need them. Now, as you guys will probably remember, I used to have a iMac, and I always used to have the desktop set up, and I'd have an additional MacBook Pro. But what I found with that is I would always have to remember to transfer my files onto my external SSD card. And so when I forgot to do that and I went on holiday, which I'd done a couple of times, I'm left without all of my files, and unless they're on iCloud, I can't access them. So now I use the MacBook Pro. This is a brand new one, latest model, 16-inch. It's got like 2 terabytes of SSD. It's 64 gigabytes of RAM and whatever the highest processor is and graphics card you can get. I basically spec'd it out to the absolute max, so it's future-proof, and when I do 4K video editing and things like that, it's just easy to use. I've got these 2 LG monitors. I don't actually know the model, but they're both, I don't know if they're 2K or 4K, but I'll put a link in the description to those bad boys. Again, I've done a lot of research. As I said, I'm a bit OCD, so I always make sure I'm buying the best I can buy for whatever I'm using it for. And I have a Sony ZV-1 permanently plugged into the top here as a webcam with a ring light around it. I get really fed up with webcams and the whole 1080p thing, and even if you buy a 4K webcam, they're just literally not 4K quality at all. The resolution might be there, but the image quality just isn't the same. So I permanently have this plugged in, and I've got a cam link, which is essentially a little USB drive which plugs in to the MacBook Pro and allows it to transfer the imagery. So I use that for Zoom, and every time I have a client meeting or have a sales meeting, clients are always like, what have you done to your quality to get that? And I think it's well worth doing if you can afford to. Get a permanent camera, like a digital camera set up, and just use that as your webcam. It's nice to have the ring light on there as well, so I don't have to worry about external lighting modules, which I do use for YouTube content. I have a Blue Yeti microphone, again, which is permanently fixed on here. When I'm sat down, I can literally just pull this over to my desk. It's easy to use, it's permanently plugged in. When I was building this setup, the most important thing for me is I just have convenience everywhere. I hate having to pull equipment out of the cupboard. I hate having to set things up. I just want it there when I need it, and so I don't have to worry about it. It takes all of the inconvenience out of using it all. Sonar Speaker. I've got these all around the house, as you guys will know. An absolutely excellent sound system. Of course, I can use that with Siri and Alexa. And then I've just got this really fancy pointless hovering pen, which I ordered from Indiegogo. They're actually a client I pitched, which I didn't actually manage to secure in the end, but yeah, why not? The desk the chair I use is a Herman Miller Aeron. This is by far the best office chair I've ever used. It's really, really important when you're sitting down all day, not being an old man, you have good lumbar support in the lower back. I had a curvature in my lower spine for a long time, which is only just really starting to correct itself, and that's through years of sitting in sales-based jobs, sat at a phone, cold calling the shit out of everyone, and sitting in a bad quality desk, right? And so it's very, very important you have a high quality desk, a high quality chair, and it just means you're gonna be able to do your work and you're gonna be much more comfortable throughout the day. So yeah, that is the desk setup, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions on that. I will, of course, put links in the description. Just another couple of things to highlight that Fresca sent over is, of course, we have a standing mat here, which is great for when I am doing sit-stand work, because this floor, being a kind of hardwood floor, it's very hard on the heels, so that's nice. And another thing they sent, which I hadn't seen before, is what's called a gymba. So this is another sit-standing mat, and it's probably more so for any of you guys which are pretty active, but it's a standing mat which essentially allows you to stay active throughout the day, so you can flex your calves. It's kind of got these acupressure balls in the middle there as well, so you can massage your feet on the go. And to be honest, I haven't really had the chance to use this as much yet, but I can really see how this would benefit a lot of people, because I see so many people, especially Joe, who's my business partner, he's always like twiddling he's always resting one foot on the other foot as he's working, and so I can imagine that's kind of giving him, they'll probably give you spinal problems over the years, so worth checking that out too. So that is pretty much it. What have we got? So we've got let me just show you pretty much what's just going on here, just a few decoration bits. I've got this bonsai tree, right? I bought this bonsai tree when, I must have been 16 years old now when I got this bonsai, and I learnt about bonsais from my dad when I was a kid, and I love that you literally can kill this tree within 2 days or 3 days if you don't water this or don't look after it properly. And so it takes a lot of dedication and attention for you to keep it alive and keep it thriving. You have to prune it, you have to repot it, you have to fertilize it, and it's just a constant reminder to me that I need to keep on top of everything within my life, keep on top of the business, keep on top of this, and constantly prune at everything that I have to make sure it's flourishing. And I want to give this down to my kids. I'd love this to be on my desk, and then I give it down to my kids one day, like in the future. So this can be like some 200, 300, 400-year-old tree, which is just handed down, the money tree. Finally, I've got this dopamine sign here. So I have this sat here, so every time I leave the office, it just reminded me, look, be in control of your dopamine. I'm quite conscious of how much dopamine I give myself. Dopamine is the chemical, which is essentially, it's not the happiness chemical. A lot of people get that wrong. It's our anticipation chemical, okay? It's our excitement chemical, okay? So when you anticipate something, you're looking forward to something, your body is releasing dopamine, and it's giving you gratification for that. Now, if we give ourselves what's called a dopamine fast, I'll put a link around here somewhere if you want to check a video. I did a video on a dopamine fast. Then what it does is it resets your body and allows you to keep control of the things you crave, whether that's food, whether that's alcohol, whether that's certain things in business, whether that's sex, whatever that may be, wherever you get your dopamine fixes from. And it allows you to get much more gratification and a lot more dopamine from the things you want to get it from. For example, spending time in here and getting some work done. But yeah, that's it. That's the office tour. I'm ready to do the house tour now. Let's do it. All right, Lucas, see you later. You get some work done.